What is up, YouTube? What is up, Christian Taji fam? Today we got another video from Brandon Tatum Plus. Should a woman deserve, does a woman, or does an ex-wife deserve alimony? We gonna figure it out. Let's watch it.
Welcome to Love Black and White. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Love in Black and White. I'm Brandon,
And I'm Corinne.
and y'all are in for a treat today. One thing I want to start this episode off with is a conversation that I had on a whatever podcast. Respect to them. I enjoyed my time on a whatever podcast, but I differ from the host on a few things. But one of the things that was mentioned or brought up during the whatever podcast was simply people who have the belief system that if a man and a woman is together, woman stays at home, man works, when a divorce happens or if it happens, that somehow the woman deserves nothing because the man did all the work and made all the money. I think that's the most ridiculous thing that I have ever heard. And here's why. Because when a man is at work, they made an agreement, the man and woman made an agreement that she would stay home and raise the kids, which is almost invaluable. I would say not almost, it is
That's a
incredibly
lot of
invaluable
money,
to
man.
his
Kids,
success. That's
you know
why he's
how,
able to do the things he's doing because the woman is at home
man. You
taking care of the
know,
house, taking care of the kids.
man. I got a little brother, and that's a struggle. And I don't even take care of him like that. My mom takes care of him, right? Yeah, sorry, my fault. The thing keeps getting loose. I don't know why. But yeah, I have a little brother, and then taking care of him, that's a chore, bro. So if a woman can take care of that little person every day of their life until they're even 18 and 18, they still need help from their parents. Applauds, congratulations to women. They deserve everything, man. Love women.
And if you are asking a woman to stay at home and not pursue a career, not gain work experience, and you decide to leave her for whatever reason, there is no real expectation that she don't deserve some of that money. You're telling her to stay at home, pretty much not allowing her to get a job. And then at 15 years later, you're like, hey, you on your own, chick. I made all the money. You didn't make nothing. Well, no, you put her in a position not to make money.
Not to
Now,
make
if a
money,
person cheats, then I don't feel sorry for you
right?
Sure.
being without money. But sometimes people make these divorce decisions and they get overly worked up at the man, having to pay exorbitant amount of child support or
Alan.
alimony. And I think that in these cases is justified. I mean, you made an agreement from the beginning. Y'all broke up. She deserved to continue to live that lifestyle, even if you decided that you don't want it anymore. And if you didn't want that to happen, then you never should have got married.
I agree. As a stay-at-home mom who worked in a corporate job for 20 years, we got married late. I gave up my income. I gave up my health insurance. I didn't give it up, but I stopped putting into my 401k, my retirement. So, and then we're using that for other investments that are in both of our names. So if him being the breadwinner, if we were to break up in 5, 10, however many years, I'm entitled to nothing because he worked to make the money. What about what I gave up to come into this? Or even for women who didn't, I hate to be that went card, but being a stay-at-home mom is hard. And on most days, it's harder than any
Right.
job in corporate. Corporate job, you can have a free morning, go to the gym, you know, get ready, and then your work starts when you get to work. Being a stay-at-home mom, you are working around the clock. Baby cries in the middle of the night, baby doesn't sleep through the night. As soon as you wake up, as soon as the baby wakes up, literally days, my son wakes up early, I'm working from 7 a.m. till 8, 9 at night when he goes to sleep, and then you got cleaning to do, and then your husband has needs too, hungry, whatever those other wifely duties might be. So like, I work 10 times harder as a stay-at-home mom than I ever did in like a corporate job. And people don't put a value on that, that's fine. But me being the primary caretaker of our house and of our sons, he can be free to go make a lot of money. So I'm like cultivating his legacy And I think it's wild that these alpha bros don't put any value on that. Of like, no,
Alpha
I'm
bros.
raising his son. I'm, caring for him. So we're not outsourcing that to some stranger. And so my husband can make a lot of money. And if something were to happen, say it wasn't even me who left, say my husband left for, I don't know, some younger hot thing that the alpha bros say is more attractive and more fertile.
If she 28, she used goods. And then 28 and below. 28 and above, used goods. Recreational use only.
And would make a better mate than me, I deserve nothing. It, it's wild to me. Let alone, like, set aside the fact that I helped him with a lot of our building of our business. I help with a lot of our merch. I help with our website. I help, it's bizarre. I help him with a lot of the business decisions he makes. And I think
Yeah,
women
like a wife's
don't
supposed
get the
to.
credit. I know a lot of women might not,
Yeah, women
but
don't get the credit, yeah.
a lot of women don't get.
A lot of women have started multi-million, billion companies because they helped their husband come up with an idea. They affirmed it. Hey, husband, you could do it. Yeah, you could do it. Of course. You could sign that deal. Of course, you could do it. Yeah, you smart enough. Bam, he goes to sign the deal. He's making millions of dollars. That's words of encouragement. Sometimes it's just that easy.
Enough credit for like working behind the scenes. I'm not trying to be a feminist. I'm just saying, like, stay-at-home moms and women who aren't earning a paycheck still do their fair share in a relationship. So if he ever nuts up and decides to trade me in for something younger and
Or
hotter,
Nissan
I'm
or
gonna get my
Lexus.
comeuppance.
All right.
Man, I would never do that because you enough. I would, you know, thinking about trying to start over with something, it's a nightmare waiting to happen. But I think that people also have to add value, right? I mean, you have a man who's working and the woman's just staying at home and he's not really being a provider that he should be. He's lazy. He halfway works. He's in and out of jobs. He's not being consistent. He doesn't
Yeah.
help out with the family. He's not being the provider on his side. Therefore, it makes her lifestyle a lot more difficult. And the same thing with women. You know, you got a woman that's maybe sitting at home eating hot Cheetos all day and not really raising the children properly, but he out working his
Takis.
butt off and she's staying at home just living her best life. So I think there has to be a balance. People have to go into the relationship with an understanding and communication is key. If you feel a certain way at the beginning of marriage where you are in fear of what will happen if we divorce, then there's a thing called a prenuptial agreement. And prenuptial agreement doesn't always mean that it's just the money. It's like two people come to an agreement that if we were to split, this is what we will agree to. And that supersedes any federal law. I mean, you know, any state law or whatever the
Sure.
case may be, up until a certain point.
Yeah.
If you are just egregiously, you know, created a situation where your prenuptial agreement is not fair whatsoever and is discriminatory towards another person or it was done in coercion, then that's the only way I think that that could be overruled. However, you know, make that agreement from the very beginning. It's not that hard. People act like they're
Then what happened? My fault, y'all. I don't know what happened to the video. Sometimes the site does that. I don't know why. We're just gonna restart it. We're gonna restart it, man. We're gonna restart it.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to
It's 8 minutes. All right. Let's see if it starts.
you were focused on the right things. You were focused on marrying a woman that best suits who you are as a man and your lifestyle, your legacy, and help you get to the point where God has called you to. More than likely, you won't get a divorce. And people always conflate these numbers. 50% of all marriages end in divorce. I don't think that every marriage and every divorce is created equally. You have to then consider what is the financial situation between people that get divorced. Because a lot of divorces end because of financial strife. So you say if you are in a good financial situation when you get married, maybe those are the 50%, other 50% marriages that last a long time. If you have faith in your marriage, maybe that gives you a little bit of advantage over people who are faithless. Maybe if you do go to church together, if you do pray together, if you are focused on building your relationship and communicating, do that normally end in divorce? Probably not. Some people who do post-marriage or premarital counseling, maybe they have a better opportunity to succeed in marriage. So you can't act as if all of these marriage situations are congruent,
Sure.
and that if you walk into it, you rolling a dice. No, if you walk into it prepared, it's more than likely your marriage is going to last.
Yeah. Make better choices.
Speaking of marriage and divorce, this is a raw look at this clip. It was sent to us. It's an attorney that said that the legal definition of marriage is negligence. So I have never seen this clip before. I probably don't want to see it, but we're going
If you ain't see, how you talking about it, Brandon? How you talking about it? You ain't see it.
to review it together and see if this dude have any merits to saying such a bold statement. All right, let's check it out.
Another 10%, that's conservative. But let's say,
All right.
I mean, if you break it down fundamentally, 56% of marriages end in divorce. Like, think about, that's the ones that end in divorce. So how many people, what percentage stay together for the kids? Or because they don't want to give away half their shit? Another 10%? That's conservative.
Conservative.
But let's say 20% then, okay?
That's at least right.
You now have a technology that fails 76% of the time. That's insane. That's insane. That's more likely than not. 76%. If I told you there's a 76% chance when you walk out the door today you're going to get hit in the head with a bowling ball, you would not go out, or you'd wear a helmet for sure. But people just continue to get married. Not only do they continue to get married, there's a presumption that you should get married. And if you don't get married, there's something wrong with you.
Obviously, bro is having a freaking midlife crisis. My guy got an arm sleeve. He got 2 arm sleeves, probably chest probably filled up, and he looked like he's in his early 50s. Crazy.
So if you've got a girlfriend and you've been with her for 5 years, and you say to someone, we're getting married, they go, oh, that's great. You know, they don't go, why? You're happy. Why would you get married? Like, everything's going fine. Why would you put yourself through that? Why would you run that risk? If you say to someone, we've been together 5 years, and we've decided we're not going to get married. We're going to move in together, but we're not going to get married. Ooh, what's wrong? You have intimacy issues? What's your problem? Meanwhile, 56% end in divorce. It's literally fits the legal definition of negligence.
That's it. That's it. Yeah, you know what's funny? I would never want that person to represent me.
No, you would.
But let me.
That's good for him.
Well, let me tell you. Let me tell you where he's flawed
Probably
at.
great at his job.
Let me tell you where he's flawed at, and this is why he's not great at his job, because he's supposed to be an attorney. He should have a incredibly convincing argument, but he's making a straw man argument, because he's saying 56% of marriages end in divorce. How many non-marriages end in a breakup?
Oh, that's true.
80, 90%. It's more than likely that if you're in a relationship and you're
99%.
not married to that person, are you with them today? Probably not. How long do people stay together if they're not married? Probably a very minimal number. There's nobody that I know that's with somebody for a long period of time, probably over 5 years, that are not married that's going to stay together. So if you make that comparison, not being married is just as bad. Not being married, you can still have children. Not being married, you still become baby mama, baby daddy. Child support still can knock you over the head. Not married. So if I was an attorney and an opposing attorney and I had to debate him, I think I'd have a really good strategy in breaking down his argument. And like I said before in the other previous part of the segment, is that what individuals are you referring to specifically that are at higher risk of having a divorce? Look at people who are financially stable. How often do they have a divorce? Look at people who come from a stable environment, stable family, 2-parent homes. People who come from families who were married. How often do they divorce? So if you fit the description of a person who's more than likely to stay married, you don't have to worry about the 56%, because that's not even in your wheelhouse.
Do you think very ultra wealthy people get divorced more, or poor people get divorced more?
I think poor people get divorced more.
Because it's
One
harder?
of the leading causes of
Because there's
divorce
less-
is people.
There's more poor people than there is rich people, so that's just how it is.
fighting over finances.
Right.
And when you struggling, it's hard
Yeah.
to be happy when you're struggling. When you struggling and you got 3 kids trying to eat, and she
Yeah.
mad at you because you ain't going to work, and you just lost your job. Now you lost your confidence, and she on
Yeah.
your head. Now you want to escape, and those
You go
things
cheat
lead to
with
tumultuous
Mary Ann.
marriages, and then ultimately leads in divorce. But then you have to ask the question of this: out of the 56% of people who get divorced, how many of them get remarried?
I think a lot.
So is that
That's
a
just my
net?
opinion.
Is that a net marriage though?
What do you mean?
Is that a net marriage, which means
Oh,
that
so
a
it went to
person
marriage.
ends in marriage? They don't end in divorce.
Sure.
So a person's life, even though they divorced one person,
Mm.
they ended up dying married versus dying alone.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
well,
they mostly
wouldn't the
married,
second marriage count towards the total number of marriages?
Or the
Yeah, I
marriage
mean, what
years.
about people that get divorced more than one time? Is that person messed
Just-
everybody's stats
messed
up?
everything.
You're like, God
Right.
dang, you got
Yeah.
you got divorced
I
3
do-
times.
I do
You
wonder-
100.
God, please don't let me get divorced. I'm begging you. Don't let me get divorced, Lord. Please. I'm going to put in the work. Man, I don't want to. I don't want to divorce my resume. That's one that I'm gonna be like vulnerable with y'all. One of my biggest fears is getting married and having my wife or whatever leave me. That's one of my biggest fears. Like I want to pick someone that's really, really solid, really, really strong on their faith. Because if I pick someone like that, the chances of us getting divorced is probably going to be my fault if we get divorced. I'm probably not going to be doing the work if we get divorced. That's why I want someone like that. That's why I'm willing to wait, man. I'm single. I'm not in no rush, no girl. Man, that's so man. Girls like you or whatever, but that doesn't mean it's gonna be serious. It's just like lust or whatever. So it's not really that serious. There's gonna be so many girls that lust for you, but the one that really is meant for you, it's gonna take a while to find that. So you just gotta wait. Have patience.
100% in divorce.
I do wonder though, like of all the people, I don't really have very many like friends who've been married and divorced. Maybe a few, but I think they all, not all, most of them will say if they look back, or even going into it,
You gotta fix it. Right?
they knew something wasn't right. They just hoped it would get better.
But think about this: your mom and dad was married. They ended
got
up getting
married
they
pretty
ended up
young,
getting a
though.
divorce, but
Yeah.
your mother is married,
So is my
and
dad.
your dad is married.
Yeah.
My mom and daddy got a divorce.
Yeah.
My dad is married.
Yeah.
Now my mom ain't married yet. I'm working on that. So if y'all, hey, she in her 50s. If y'all wanna, just call me after, hit it in the super chats or something or whatever. What they call, hit me on the Discord. I could probably figure that out. But anyway, but more than likely, even though parents or people get divorced, they always end in marriage. That to
Yeah.
me tells me a lot of people are getting married for the wrong reasons the first time. A lot of people are getting married with inexperience, with this false expectation that they have to, or they're pressured into doing it. They do it too young. They do it when they're
It's
mature,
what you should
immature.
do. It's what people do.
Right.
I want to
a
be
big
happy.
wedding.
I want them to complete
Here-
me.
But baby, here's the statistic that I think is greater than the statistic of talking about how many divorces there are, or the likelihood of divorce.
Sure.
Who lives the longest? Single people or
Married
married
couple,
people?
right?
Married people.
We all know that. So what that tells
So
you
I'm
is
trying to
that,
outlive you to get some free days, to get some turn up time.
hey, I'm
later.
gonna be on with the Lord. I ain't gonna miss none of y'all down
We
here.
gonna be on the streets of gold, man. Our feet gonna be sore because we walking on gold. We walking on metal all day.
I'm gonna be up there with Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Y'all can have this.
I don't want to have to wait on anybody for a few years before I go be with the Lord.
Oh, hey, I'm gonna be out.
I mean, most of the time, the wife only lives like 2 extra years than the husband. Most of the time, if you look at it, like if you look up a lot of marriages or a lot of like celebrities that were married, the husband dies like 2 years or 3 years before their wife dies. Most of the time, right?
Y'all already up there. I'm warming it up for you.
Wait, don't married men live longer than married women though?
I don't know that statistic.
I
think
could be
so.
wrong. We should look it up.
I know
But
women. I know
think-
women live longer because we spend most of our time stressing out over y'all, and therefore we die quicker.
We
Or
work
we get
You
tired of
could
y'all.
be
We
right.
get tired of y'all nagging.
Shame
so
on
we
me.
just
Shame
want
on
to
me
back
for
up.
not knowing. But I thought it was that married men live longer married
No,
women because I
you
thought the
die
joke
quicker.
was like we're so tired.
I ain't married, but yeah. No.
Just
No,
want some peace.
women in
But I
general
could be
live longer.
wrong. It could be married women last longer. Yeah,
But-
married people do last longer.
But look, the person that has a negative perception of marriage will lean towards the statistics that the gentleman said, the
do you
attorney
think that
said.
guy was married and
I
divorced?
bet he, I bet, I bet he
I
doesn't
bet
have
he
a
was
good
divorced.
relationship in marriage. And yeah, we are both young in marriage, so yeah, we probably think very highly of it. But I think that marriage is what you make it. You made a commitment.
Yeah,
It's just
and-
like a job. You know, you work on a job, you may want to quit that job, but you don't.
'Cause you gotta
You
get the
wanna
bills
quit
paid.
No, I never want to quit you, baby. Every day of my life, I'm just.
And I was
been
going to
great.
say, it's some days are amazing, some days are not amazing, but just like being a parent or like having a job, you get up.
It's like having kids, bro. Like sometimes it piss you off, but you can't go give them foster care, bro. Like you're gonna look like a bad person for doing that, bro. Like
the next day and you keep going, and then usually it gets better.
And if quitting wasn't an option, just like for instance, I mean, people do it, but it's very difficult to do it. You quit on your kids. It's like having a 2 or 3 year old at home, and you're like, I ain't ready for this, and you just walk away and quit.
You just go to get some milk.
Most people and never come back. Most people would never do that because there's not.
I've never heard a woman going to get the milk. That's crazy. If you marry a woman like that and she go get the milk and she leave your kids, damn, bro, you pay bad. You was down bad, bro. You probably pick one of these OnlyFans girls and you made her a wife, can turn her into a housewife.
Not really an option. And I think if people view marriage that way, where marriage is not really an option when it comes to divorce, or divorce is not really an option, I think people would probably work their way towards making it happen. I don't think it's all gold diggers and abusive men. I think that there's a lot of reason why people get divorced. I think if I married the first woman that I was engaged to, I would have gotten a divorce. And the reason why is because we did not get along before we got married. And I was going to try to marry because we had a kid together. And that's one of those divorce statistics.
That's why you shouldn't wait to have sex until
Oh,
you're married.
100%. Boy,
Right.
boy, oh boy. It will
Wasn't
cost you a
even worth
lot.
it.
Oh, man. Hit my chin. It'll cost you more than you want to spend.
More than you.
More than you want to. It's one thing you'll stay longer than you want to get what you can't have, or something. It's some term like
It'll
that.
keep
But
you longer than you want to stay.
Yeah.
Cost more than you want to pay.
yeah, something like
Yeah.
that. But you know, that's why I'm an advocate that it really helps to wait till you're married. I know that we talked about the topic before,
Sure.
but it really helps to wait until either you're in a serious relationship. But I mean,
serious.
I would
Cannot
in
We're
perfection
human
it'd
beings,
be
bro.
marriage.
No, we just
In reality, the best that I can hope for most people is that
Is
at
you
least
pick someone
when you're
that's-
in a committed relationship, meaning that this is the woman
You-
that,
yeah, you
and this
know
is a
you
lot
might
of it is
get
on
married.
men. This
Yeah.
is a
Yeah.
woman
Right.
that you want to marry. Like
Yeah.
she don't know that you want to marry her. She hoping to God that one day
You
you
should
pop a
know
ring.
that you want to marry her. You shouldn't have to wait 14 months to be like, okay, now we can talk marriage.
But it's really up to the man. Like the man got to pop the question.
Yes,
And some dudes be like
correct.
with women for like 5 years and still ain't done nothing. So it kind of leave a woman in limbo. So
Run,
I
ladies,
think
run,
that as a
run.
man, you say, I know I want to marry this woman.
Yep.
Or I have all intents to marry this woman.
Yep.
Meaning that I figured it out as a mature man, got your stuff together. You're not living with your mama and them. You know, you're a mature man, independent man, and you are self-sustainable, and you have the finances to sustain the life of another person.
Sure.
If that is you, you know, then I think you can pursue that. And if you decide to be intimate with that commitment, that's better than being
Better
intimate
than nothing,
before you
man.
commit.
Yeah. And
A-
that, sorry.
No, a lot of people.
At least if you go to hell, man, hey, you go tell God, hey, God, at least we were dating, and you know we did it nasty. We weren't married, but I'm sorry, Lord. At least I tried. At least, man, you're gonna be burning in hell, but at least, hey, at least something, bro. You might have some compassion from Jesus Christ. Who knows?
do it backwards.
I was going to say that's for men, because men, you know, right? The powers, you hold the power. You have the power to propose or not. You have the power to build a life, you know, with, for her, etc. So y'all hold the power. Women also hold the power. But do not open your legs until you have a guarantee. There's nothing worse for women than busting it open and then being like, oh, I don't know where we are. It's awkward to ask him where we are. What does this mean? Does he like me? Does he want to be with me?
Man, he was ramming that thing in you like this, bro. You didn't know he want to be with you or not. When he had you bent up like a freaking rotisserie chicken. You didn't know he wanted you or not? It's a woman. Yeah, I gotta use your head a little bit. He had you bent over like a freaking rotisserie chicken, ramming that thing all in you, and you didn't know that. Oh, this man might like me. Will he marry me or not? Come on, bro. Y'all gotta do better.
Listen,
Don't put yourself in that position.
listen.
The longer you wait, the better. Get a guarantee first.
Yeah, I know it's hard, man, because
It is.
sex is.
It's easy for me to say because I'm married.
Sex is
Now.
pleasurable.
Now.
I get it. You know, if you don't have sex, you wouldn't know that it's pleasurable. It's just when people end up having sex
Mm-hmm.
at a young age, then they realize how it is, and then they get caught up in the culture, and they want to, you know, Big Tony to run it down. So
Not Big
I
Tony.
think that people should think that through. I know
Yeah.
you see your friends crying on the weekends because they hurt because they boyfriend and then slept with somebody else. Avoid that hurt and turmoil and trauma and save yourself for a man that loves you and respects you and that's going to treat you right.
And marry you, and so you won't have to get a divorce.
Right. True.
Got it.
All right, so we feel like that it's appropriate to do 2 videos this time because it's interacting or responding to some of the stuff we see on the internet is almost as good as just us coming up with the ideas and topics. We do want you to participate in the Discord, but some of you guys send videos like this for us to review, and so we're going to do one more video in
Discord?
this episode. I guess
check
it's from
that
Fresh and
Discord
Fraud. I mean, Fresh and Fit.
Some of the
So
nonsense
let's go
we see.
ahead and
Fresh
watch
and
this
Fat.
video.
Are you ready? Here you go.
Why would I want to be with a bum?
How come no man in this room has ever said that about a girl they dated? Because you're all gold-digging skanks. We're romantic. We'll take a bum McDonald's worker. You couldn't do that. No woman's ever done that. You guys date up, we date down. That means every ex-boyfriend you've had was better than you. That's why you let him hit it. Because you guys date up. So you fucked up a lot. Could you marry a Burger King employee?
I won't do that.
Could any girl here do it? Has any girl in history ever done it? You're all dirty gold diggers. How come the men here don't mind if she's a bum? Because we're the romantic gender and you guys are of the devil.
I mean, literally, right?
Who hurt you, bro? Get
hurt
your
you,
grown
bro?
down and sit down
Who's
somewhere.
that guy?
You guys are of the devil.
Who is that guy?
This
You
is
call them dirty bum
Zerka.
whores,
This
but I'm the romantic.
Yeah, that's very romantic of you to call them dirty bums, devils. This is who they are. This is who Fresh and Fit is. And deep down on the inside, that devil is on the inside of them.
Now, hold
and
on.
they hate women, bro.
Hold on, let me clarify. If you, no, I'm not trying to be rude or like put anybody down, but if you don't know nothing about nothing, you have no education, your apartment is dirty, you got a mattress on the floor with 14 girls in your apartment, and you have no goals or aspirations, you have no morals, you have no values, you have nothing to offer except a fat booty and a tight dress. And so that's what you won't date a bum, because you want to be saved from your poor position. Then yes, that makes you a bum. That makes you a gold digger. But if you've got something to offer, you have any amount of education, you take care of yourself, and you have plans on having children,
Why is Brandon
and
looking
you
at her
want to
like
build
that,
a
right?
life with somebody, and you know that marrying a grown man who's old enough to be married and makes minimum wage may not be in the same place you are in life, or may not want the same things from life you want. Saying, no, I don't want to date somebody who's okay with working a minimum wage job, that doesn't make you a gold digger. Now, I will also say there's nothing wrong with working a 9 to 5. There's nothing wrong with working a blue collar menial job. There's nothing wrong with working at Burger King. And I think it also depends on your age. If you're in your early 20s, totally fine. When I was in my 20s? No, I was in my teens. I worked at well, it was kind of fast food. It was like a concession stand at a racetrack. But like, I don't know. I've dated men that had.
Nah, Burger King at 26 is crazy, fam. God, please don't have me looking down bad like that, please. That's crazy, fam. How may I take your order at 26? Oh, man.
Buku bucks, and I've dated men that had less money than me. So, I mean, am I a gold digger or do I, you know what I mean? Like, I guess it averages out to I guess I'm not. But like, that's bizarre. That's bizarre to me.
Well, you could tell the
Bizarre.
disdain and hurt. You know, I don't know if his mama hurt him or some woman hurt him at some point for him to project that all these women are evil. And but this is the thing: these same fake guru alpha males are claiming I'm the provider. I'm the one that'll take a
I'm
bullet for women.
romantic.
I'm the one. I'm the man. You should respect me. I'm the man. You the provider. That's why she wouldn't want you to do that McDonald's, because you can't provide for her working at McDonald's. And I'll tell you this. How you gonna think about this? If you were working at McDonald's, can she stay at home and take care of how many kids? And you on a McDonald's salary?
Although I
Believe-
heard managers at McDonald's make a lot
yeah,
of money.
that's a difference. That's a difference.
Like
difference,
six
so.
figures.
That's a difference. Maybe, maybe not. But the
Yeah.
thing is McDonald's is an entry-level job. You
Right.
cannot take care of a family working at McDonald's.
Right.
And if you're working at McDonald's, there's no problem with that. You keep working at McDonald's, and you
Yes.
don't need to get married and have a family
Yes.
because you can't afford it. You're going to have them in poverty.
Yes.
So the strategy is, if you claim to be a man and you want to beat your chest and women should come to you and listen to you and you lead, brother, you need to be financially stable enough to lead. And it's funny because men do not marry women because of status, but women almost absolutely have to marry a man due to finances and status, because they are supposed to lead. They are supposed to be the provider. You want her to make you a sandwich. Bro, she can't make you a sandwich. You can't put a sandwich in the kitchen.
Or she can't make you a sandwich if she has to work 2 jobs.
Yeah, I mean,
Because you can't, you know
and
what
it's
I mean?
like, baby, we need to put this in perspective. Like, people need to stop making excuses. Like, listen, if you're a young man and you're working a 9 to 5 and you're working a minimum wage job, McDonald's is a minimum wage job. That means that you're not eligible to get married to anybody at this point.
Sure.
Keep grinding, work yourself up to being a manager, get your finances in place, pay off your debt, build your credit. This is the time in your life where you should be finding out who you are, travel as much as you can, open up your mind. To be to know who you want out of life. Because if you're in this little bubble and all you seeing is big booty freaks on Instagram and you think that's what you want and you think that you got to get the bag to go get them, you're not opening up your mind. That's not what you really want in life. And you'll find it out later when you get a divorce, or later when you're older and you've been playing your whole life. So I think it's immature for a man to talk to women like that in general. And I think men need to stop having a double standard. If you claim you the boss G, you the top G, you the provider, then you need to be in a position to provide for women. And there's nothing wrong with a woman saying, look, I can't trust that I can give, my whole life to you when you working on a minimum wage job. But let me add this. It does also matter how old you are. It does also matter what position in life you are. If you in your 40s and you working at McDonald's entry level, brother, you are
down
making
bad.
terrible decisions in your life. Unless you just got out of prison, you kind of starting over, you
Yeah,
still have
good
made
for you.
terrible decisions in your life that put you in that point. If you 18 and 16, you working at McDonald's, you ain't eligible to get married anyway. So, I mean,
Or even in your 20s. I mean, in some states, fast food workers make just as much as, you know what I mean, if you're working like a retail job or a job that people
yeah.
find more acceptable. But I just think it's bizarre when he's like, do you have standards? And the girl's like, no, I wouldn't do that. I want a man, who's got some, you're a gold
they
digger,
asked her,
digging
do you want to
evil
marry a
whore."
bum?
Right.
They said,
wants
would
to
you
marry
marry
a
a
bum?
bum?
Yeah, it's
What does that
bizarre to
even
me.
mean? That's crazy.
I also feel, I don't know, I feel like those shows are so nonsensical because all they do is like, it's like no
abuse.
matter how you answer the question is wrong, like regardless how you answer it. Like, what do you have to offer? Oh, I'm a soft woman who knows how to treat a man. Oh, that's all you got? You ain't got no tangibles? You ain't got no, or if it's like, oh, I have a good job, I have a degree.
This girl on there, no,
Oh.
finish. I was saying,
Then it's like, oh, men don't want women for their money. It's like, no matter what these women say, it's like a gotcha. So had that girl said, like, sure, I'll date a man at Burger King. Oh, you're going to bust it open and sleep with a fast food worker?
Yeah,
Oh, you
exactly.
girls are bums. See, you girls are bums. It's like, the shows are they're so nonsense.
baby, this girl was on Fresh and Fit,
Mm-hmm.
and she literally laid out. She was a very good-looking woman, not
Mm-hmm.
better looking than you, but she was very good-looking, young woman. She was in the age range that
Was
they
she
claim.
younger than me?
She was she girl, you look younger than her.
She was in her prime.
She was in her dime.
She was fertile.
I said dime. That's probably not a good. You got to delete that. Anyway, the woman gave an incredible response because she was young. She was probably like 21, 23. And she said, they say, what do you have to offer a man? can you cook? And she go, I'm open to learn how to cook.
Yeah.
I can get a cookbook and learn. And they say, well, what else do you bring to the table since you can't cook? She go, I come from a stable family. I believe in family values, morals. I'm modest.
I won't stress you
I mean,
out.
she
I won't
said-
be asking to check your phone. I won't be asking
Yeah.
for your password. I'm not broken. I'm not insecure.
And a young woman was probably one of the prettiest girls they had on there, and she gave it line after line after line.
Still
and
wasn't
like,
good enough.
And like my wife said, it still wasn't good enough.
No.
Oh, but you don't know how to cook. You
Yeah.
can't even make a sandwich. It's like, do you guys not understand that most people don't know how to cook until they try it?
Right.
And if you use a cookbook, the mother do it for you. You literally follow
Yeah.
the instructions on the
Yeah.
cookbook. You practice it enough with enough desire. And then I'm gonna tell you this. This is the thing that make me mad too, because these people compare this girl to a high value man. A high value man that's financially stable don't need his wife to come to the relationship knowing how to cook. If you got enough money, you can send your wife to culinary school and she can learn how to be a chef. You don't need her. You're not gonna not talk to
But
her
let's
because
be honest. You're going out to eat a lot. You're ordering
well,
a lot.
100%. I mean,
It's
you
not that
know,
serious.
my wife, does she cook every night? No. I mean,
Well,
she don't have to.
I cooked every night, breakfast, lunch, and dinner when he worked from the home and when I did not have a baby. I got pregnant, and then I guess I lost all my value because I just couldn't do nothing. I
Hey,
couldn't.
baby, you still got value.
I just laid in the bed. I just laid up in the bed all day because I had a geriatric pregnancy. Maybe if I was.
No,
red
but
pill
at
girls,
the
all right.
end of the
So
day-
now I don't. No, I don't. He comes home at 10 o'clock at night sometimes because he wants to smoke a cigar. So no, I don't have a
Hey,
hot
quit snitching
dinner
on me.
waiting
Quit
for
snitching
him.
on me.
But do I stress him out? Where are you? What are you doing? Are you ready to come home? Like, no, you want to smoke?
Yeah,
That's fine.
it's a balance. And when you make enough money, if you really wanted to, you can have a chef cook gourmet meals for you every night.
True.
So all these
Get your money up,
high
guys.
value men and all this
your
other
money
stuff,
up,
man.
right?
If you really making money like that, no real dude with a lot of money care nothing about women cooking
I
at the
know. Do
kitchen.
you want a partner or do you want a chef? Just hire a chef. If you
Yeah.
weren't so broke, you could hire a chef.
Or get your woman to go take lessons to learn how to cook professionally. But y'all throw the baby
It's
out with the
literally free on
bathwater.
YouTube.
She got everything perfect, but she don't know how to cook.
No, it's because I think they'd rather. Well, I don't
And
know if I
y'all
can
eating
say that
fast
on
food
here.
DoorDash every day
It's like,
anyway.
no, I'm wondering if these guys, if they want to be with, they really want to be with men. Like women have.
They might be gay, all right? Yo, thank y'all for watching. I love y'all. I thank y'all. I really appreciate y'all for watching my video, my content. Love y'all. Make sure I hit the sub button. Peace.